A Distraction or a Discovery, a digital literacy narrative by Alicia Torres. I remember when I was little, my mom would always take me to Red Robin with her and one of her friends who had a daughter that was the same age as me. One day, her friend's daughter had to go with her dad, so it was just me, my mom, and her friend for lunch. As they were talking, I was curious about what they were saying, so I kept asking questions, trying to figure out who they were so annoyed at. As a kid, I didn't realize that they were gossiping, and I wasn't supposed to be a part of the conversation. That's when my mom gave me her phone to distract me. I remember specifically that the year was 2008 because my mom had a BlackBerry with a rolling ball in the center of the phone. I wasn't too sure how to use a phone just yet, so I messed around with the rolling ball for 30 minutes. After a while, I started realizing that the screen was changing whenever I would press different buttons. My mom, then realizing that I didn't know what I was doing, showed me how to play a game on her phone. I absolutely loved playing Brick Breaker. The game mostly involved me toggling around with the scrolling ball in the middle of the keypad, which made its own fun for me. I was also very competitive as a kid, so playing that game was a test of how fast I could slide over the board to catch the ball before it fell. After I got angry a few too many times, I looked back up at my mom and her friend and joined the conversation. A while later, I got bored and asked to play with her phone again. This time, when she gave it to me, she had put Tetris on the phone. I really liked this game as well, the first second I started playing it. I had always loved puzzles, so it was fun for me to match the bricks, align them, and then have them disappear so that I could add more shapes. Eventually, going into middle school, my 6th grade year, I had to choose from a list of electives. I wasn't too sure which class I wanted to take until we were able to see each elective classroom. Our school's computer classroom was amazing. The teacher had decorated the room in vines and lights and other really cool technology that had made the room feel very welcoming and inviting. After that, I signed up for technology and fell in love with it. Middle school was the first time I really was able to use a computer. My favorite part of the day was being able to play cool math games. My teacher would always let us play a couple games in between projects. He even found multiplayer games that we could play with our classmates. Middle school was also when I got my first iPhone. I've always loved the color yellow, so when Apple came out with the iPhone 5C and the bright lemon yellow color, I knew I had to have it. I begged my mom for months to let me get a phone, and eventually she got me the bright yellow iPhone 5C. I remember going to school the next day and getting everybody's Kik ID name so that I could text them when I got home. Eventually, I ended up getting my phone taken away on the first day because I didn't turn the ringer off in class. Although it wasn't the best experience, I realized why it was so important to turn the sound off during class. Eventually, getting into high school, learning how to use Word and other school formats, I had always used shared computers that never ran very well. When I was accepted into UNM and classes had to go fully online, I realized that was no longer going to work anymore. I saved up all the money that I could, and with Apple's College Saver deal, I was able to purchase my first Mac computer. I was so excited since I had always had an iPhone. I had always wanted a Mac computer as well, but they were too expensive. The first day that I got my new Mac computer, I immediately started looking at everything that I could do on it, including PowerPoint, Outlook, Word, and even being able to sync my photos, videos, and text. Not only was this the first big purchase, but I was able to discover how to have a better school year due to all the different technological advances we have had to have during COVID. Now knowing that technology is more important than ever, especially for my career since I plan on being a teacher, I realized that technology was not a distraction, but a discovery. Currently, as a daycare teacher, I help all of my students get on their daily classes, help them with online tools such as using Seesaw or Class Dojo to complete their assignments, and I even sit next to them during assessments since they have to be supervised. Not only is technology important for my students currently, but as a future teacher, I will need to be able to display lesson plans and student goals in a way that interests my students and makes them want to learn. With technology rapidly growing, we have to be able to learn and grow with it. I can see that although I thought my mom was distracting me, she unknowingly had actually introduced me to technology, something that was going to impact me as a child and something that continues to impact me as an adult. Thank you.